Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is the sixth one, and in the previous videos, I've been doing Python exercises, and I said that they would rise in terms of difficulty. So today, I decided to do rock paper scissors, which is a very common children's game, and it's used all the time just to resolve any small conflict in the real world. Now, to simulate this in Python, we're gonna have to write down this code that uses a lot of if and else statements. So this is all gonna be in one big while loop. Now we begin by importing the random library, and we're gonna use that later in the video. And then we have a variable user score and computer score, which keep track of the scores of both the user and the computer. So at the end, in a best of 5 game, the winner can be decided. Now, RPS is a list I made that's that has the its elements are rock, paper, and scissors, and we're gonna be using this list later on in this code, so it can be useful. Now we begin with a while loop, while true, and while true is just basically an infinite loop. Now, of course, we don't want an infinite loop because that'll run forever, and that won't be fun. Not for your computer, especially. But we can always break the loop using this statement. So I just created this continuous loop, and whenever someone has a score of 3, then the loop breaks, because 3 is that's the best of 5. All right, so first we take in the user's choice, rock, paper, or scissors. So we store this in a variable user choice. If user choice dot lower, if we use this lower method to lowercase the input from the user, because they could make it capital, they could make it all caps, they might make a typo, make something else anyway, it's always just a good practice to have this lower method. If user choice dot lower is not in rock, paper, scissors, let's just eliminate the possibility of them entering something just completely different. What if they instead enter something like, I don't know, water or fire, right? That's not in this list. So then we just say, please enter only rock, paper, or scissors. Then we use a continue statement that basically just ends this iteration of the loop and continues on with the next one, just pretending as if nothing happened. Now we use the random library to take a random element in one of these and store it in the variable computer choice. Now, if user choice equals to computer choice, that means if they both say rock or they both say paper, both the user and the computer, then you just print tie and then you move on to the next iteration. But what if the computer's choice is rock, but then the user's choice is paper, right? Then that means that the user would win because paper covers rock. So that prints computer chose rock, and then it prints you get 1 point because you won. So user score gets added by 1. Now, if user score, if the result of that is that the user score now becomes 3, then that means the user wins. So let's say the user wins 1 time, and then the second time, and then at the third time the user wins again, then user score, this variable over here, that would be 3. So that means then we can print you win, and we can break the loop, and that way the whole program will be ended. Now, what if the computer says paper? The user says scissors because scissors cuts paper. Then we can print computer chose paper, you get 1 point, the same thing. It looks like a lot of code, it does, but like for beginners, this is a good way to think about it, because we can basically just condition every possibility that could it kind of feels like you're hard coding this, but the nature of how rock paper scissors works, you would think that you could find some kind of dynamic way to execute this like in faster, more efficiently, but right now I don't want to get into that because that can become confusing. And so, because that can be confusing, we're just going to use this method. Now, if computer says paper, user says rock, then the computer wins. And if the computer says scissors, rock, paper, so it's just the same thing. Now, this is the code that we used, and now we can run this code. Now, let's say we enter rock. So the computer chose paper. So that means that the computer's paper, it covers our rock. So the computer got 1 point. Now, if we enter paper, and then the computer chose scissors, the computer got another point. I swear, the computer isn't cheating. This is just a coincidence. And let's just try rock again. Oh, so we selected rock, but the computer, this time, it chose scissors. So we won because rock breaks the scissors. So right now the score is 2-1. The computer is leading, and we can just continue on, I guess. So we entered rock. The computer also chose rock, so that means that it's a tie. Let's try paper. The computer chose rock, so paper covers rock. So the score is now 2-2. And whoever takes the point takes the game. We're going to do scissors. And the computer chose rock. That means that the computer gets 1 point. Now so that means the computer actually wins. So let's just play again. Now let's say we enter rock. Now since I misspelled rock, it says please enter only rock, paper, or scissors. So that means that this functionality, it works. So again, we can just continue on with the game, and at the end, oh wow, oh my gosh. Alright, okay, then the computer wins again. So this is a text-based version, of course, of the real rock, paper, scissors game that we use with our hands. We play with our hands, but this is a good way of thinking how we can use basically conditions in Python. So I think that this is a good beginner project. Now, of course, we're gonna in the future we're gonna do more of these kind of like real life games, like Hangman or Tic-Tac-Toe, for example. But those are more advanced. But I'll definitely be sure to include those in this series in the future. Thank you for watching. That was it for this video. Please subscribe, and don't forget to share this video with your friends if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one.